Waiting for the official confirmation, but meanwhile, the Indian Air Force has ordered court of inquiry into the AN-32 plane crash incident. That's the latest update that we have. Akash is here with us, getting us that detail. Akash, just put this into perspective. A court of inquiry, is there usually a timeline? Do they look at the circumstances in which the crash happened?
Normally, for every crash, they have a court of inquiry to ascertain as to under what circumstances this crash has happened. And since there are, an angle to lives lost, in any crash, so a court of inquiry is mandatory. In this particular case, it was very much anticipated, given the fact that, this has happened at a time when the aircraft was trying to land, and it is not an incident that has happened on ground specifically. And, under what circumstances it has happened is something that, everyone is waiting for to sort of get as to how it happened, because AN-32, remember, as I mentioned earlier, Arunima, almost on a daily basis, they have been operating this particular aircraft. They are transporting the troops. They are transporting the other, things in the particular aircraft. They have got a large bin, at the backside of the aircraft where they normally carry a lot of things, ration, or books or other things. And in this particular case, it was coming from Arunachal Pradesh at around 10:30. This incident happened, and even if there were no paratroopers or soldiers inside the aircraft, we are anticipating at least 3 crew members who are very much there, and their well-being is the topmost priority, and that's the reason why we are also reaching out to the Indian Air Force and also to the authorities to get an update as to, what about those 3 crew members? Are they safe? And what about their well-being?
Akash, can you just put this into perspective? What is it that we know so far? Was there bad weather? Was there any kind of fire seen in this aircraft while it was landing? The pictures on our screen seems to suggest that it broke into 2. Was this a case of the aircraft landing on its belly? Arunima,
I was mentioning it a bit earlier too, that how there are multiple possible scenarios under which, an accident like such can happen. But then as far as eyewitnesses are concerned, so they say and they talk about an initial fire that was seen in the aircraft, further to which they heard a loud explosion sound. And further to which, we have seen the images. You rightly pointed out, even I can see that big crack, in fact, not just one, but at multiple places. I can see the equipment, at multiple places around the same place where this crash has happened. And I can, in fact, see the canopy of the Indian Air Force where they normally park their fighter aircraft. So very much inside the airbase, very close to the runway, possibly at a time when they were trying to land. Weather can be one scenario.
Akash, just give me a moment. Aviation expert Vandana Singh is here with us. Ms. Singh, thank you so much for joining us. I was just asking my colleague Akash, who covers defense, and I want to put the same query to you. When you look at the visuals and judge the preliminary information that has come in, does this look like a case of bad weather or technical failure? Do you want to hazard a guess as to what really could have gone wrong?
Firstly, thank you for looping me in. I would like to just state, as I just stated on another channel as well, that Northeast, as you know, is typically what we call a hazardous terrain. It is a jungle terrain. The weather conditions keep changing very quickly, and this is quite typical on that side. As far as, the navigation is concerned. So looking at it, it could be anything, but until the court of inquiry comes out, until the details come out from the Indian Air Force as to what were the specific details, why it happened, was it mechanical, was it technical, was it engine failure, what was it? That's the only way that we will come to know exactly what happened. At this point of time, we are speculating, but yes, the weather conditions on that site can change drastically. There is dense jungle vegetation. There is, as I said, a treacherous terrain, heavy rain, and it takes, a lot of search teams. In fact, last crash, it took 8 days just to locate the wreckage, and now that this has been located, it has been cordoned off, and the IAF is doing their inspection. So let's wait for the official results to come out rather than start, considering at whether it's mechanical, technical, was it, brake, thrust issue, was it a propeller malfunction, was it a landing gear failure?
Right.
We need to wait on that.
So we'll have to wait and see what the court of inquiry tells us. Vandana Singh, thank you so much for joining us. But there are eyewitnesses who actually witnessed what really went on around 10:30 this morning. One of the eyewitnesses spoke to Network 18, and this is what we heard from the eyewitness.
Plane kon urai nai, mane hekhinte roi he ase.
Eta choli asle engine choli asle.
Nai nai.
Engine chola nai.
Engine chola nai.
Engine chola nai.
Ekoe plane or shobdoi ulwa nai, khali মই তো এখিনি পা চাই আছো প্লেনৰ একো শব্দই ওলোৱা নাই খালি কোলা কোলা ধোঁৱাহে ওলাইছে
কোলা কোলা ধোঁৱা ওলাইছে
কোলাই
মানে আপুনি প্লেনৰ যিখন উইংখন আপুনি দেখা পাই আছে
মই বেক সাইডটো দেখিছো
আৰু শব্দটো
মই অকমান পাৰ হৈ গৈছো তেনেকুৱাতে শব্দটো উঠিছে শব্দটো মই মাটি কপাই দিয়া নিচিনা
শব্দ আৰু তাৰ পিছতে ধোঁৱা ওলাইছে হয়
ন তাৰ আগতে ধোঁৱা ওলাইছে ধোঁৱা ওলাইছে
ওলোৱাৰ পিছত শব্দটো হৈছে
That he noticed the tail end of the plane had smoke, and that's all he could see, and then suddenly there was a loud explosion. We'll keep an eye on that story. IAF has ordered court of inquiry, so that will tell us exactly what went wrong. But that's